Hey, y'all, I'm here. I didn't come here for a lot. I just want to put it out there. So, I know a lot of people have asked me to review the Real Housewives of Potomac, and I can't. I cannot because, first of all, I don't have time for all of the people who really truly hate Candiace to be all up in my comments like they was last year when the whole thing with Monique happened. And I just see the constant bias, which is the only reason I'm on this damn camera. And it's very much so annoying. Like, I understand, like, granted. I get not liking somebody, but just because I don't like somebody, that doesn't mean that I can't be like unbiased in a situation and see where like two parties is wrong. And I feel like not everybody, but I feel like a lot of people when it comes to Candiace, simply just because they do not like her, it's like impossible for them to be like unbiased when it comes to certain things with her. And that is obvious if we go all the way back to the Monique situation, which I'm not rehashing that. But outside of that, because I'm going to get to that in a second, I just had a couple things because I just finished watching the last episode of Real Housewives of Potomac that came on last week. And I just got like a few things to say. Just a few things to say. First of all, I'm going to say this again, and I probably said thousands of times. I do not like Giselle. I do not like Robin. I do not like neither one of these hoes. They don't have anything better to do. Neither one of them has a fucking life. So all they feel the need to do, first of all Giselle feels the need to do is to go around and shade everybody else. But the minute somebody comes back at her, it's a motherfucking problem. But take Giselle aside, because we all know what Giselle's problem is. My real issue is with Robin. I want to understand why, as a grown ass woman, are you so up Giselle's ass? I just want to understand. Even if you don't think that you are, if you was to actually sit down and watch the show, because maybe things is differently outside the show, but on the show, on the product that we as the viewers receive, Robin, you are so far up Giselle's asshole that it is hard to watch. Anybody that Giselle doesn't like, you don't like. Anybody that Giselle has a problem with, you have a problem. And when there was, I don't even remember what it was, but when there was some little space where Giselle had a problem with somebody and you didn't, Giselle pretty much called you out for it, and you pretty much fell right back into her trap of just being on her fucking side. I don't understand. You're a grown woman with a man who don't want you and 3 fucking kids. Why do you feel the need to be chasing behind and running behind Giselle's ass? It doesn't make any sense. Like, why can't you just stand on your own 2 fucking feet, think for yourself, act for yourself, be for yourself? Like, okay, wonderful. Y'all are both light skinned and got green eyes. Is that where, like, am I supposed to get like some type of hand clap off of that? Look, I'm a little bit confused. That's all you can hold on to as far as Giselle is concerned, because outside of that, Giselle is trash. And for you I just don't get Robin. You're a grown ass woman, and as far as I'm concerned, Robin, next to Ashley, has no business being on this show. Robin hasn't brought one thing to this fucking show since God knows, like maybe season 2 or something like that. After we found out about that whole thing with her and Juan and how the guy stole all of their money, we really haven't heard anything interesting from Robin, other than her sitting here in the household with somebody who is just essentially her best friend, who we all can honestly tell don't really want to be with her, but is comfortable with her in the way that their family dynamic works out. But I'm tired of her being on this damn show. She brings nothing. She does nothing. I'm tired of her. I'm also tired of Robin and how this whole situation with Wendy, because girl, you're reaching. You're fucking reaching as far as I'm concerned. And you only really have a problem with Wendy because of what happened with her and Giselle. Let's just be real about it. I'm tired of Robin. I want her to fuck off this show. Or maybe she should be like, just like a friend of the show, in the sense of like, every time Giselle comes around, I guess she can come around, because who the fuck else really wants to film with Giselle? Nobody. I'm so tired of Robin. She has no business on this show no more. What else do I need to go to? I will also love to use this moment again to say that what I've said every time, which is that Ashley Darby has no business on this fucking show. Her husband is disgusting. And again, for some reason, She is allowed to be on this show when she has a husband that has been accused of doing the shit that he has done to the crew of this show. It makes no sense why Andy and production continues to allow this disgusting piece of shit of a man to be on this show and his fucking creepy crawly of a fucking wife. Again, I said it last time, I'll say it again. Ashley thinks that because ever since she became a mother, that now nobody can say anything to her. And I'm fucking tired of it, but girl, you can't go around saying whatever you want, lighting little fires here and there, and then the minute that somebody come back to say some shit to you, oh well, I'm a mom, oh well, I'm dealing with this. Bitch, we don't give a fuck. We do not care. You and your fucking meal ticket need to get the fuck out of here. Hurry up, take Ashley off this show until she actually is honest and gets a fucking divorce from Michael and takes him for everything that he got. Because that's all that's going to happen in a couple of years from now. She is going to divorce Michael and she's going to take everything that he got. Once she does that, then you can bring her back on this show and she can sit in our face and be honest about how disgusting of a man that he is. But until then, do not want to see her. That's the same reason why he's really not on the show like that this season. Because if he's not on the show this season, that means that he can't act the fool, which means she ain't got nothing to defend. That's really pretty much what it gets down to, because Ashley in her mouth alone. And that's another thing too. Everybody wants to talk about Candiace and her mouth. Candiace in her mouth. But where's everybody else with Ashley and her fucking mouth? And Ashley and her trifling ass husband? I'm lost. Because in my opinion, the majority of Real Housewives of Potomac fans, now y'all let Ashley fucking slide. Y'all say nothing about Ashley. Y'all don't got nothing to fucking say when Ashley is probably the most disgusting and vile person on this fucking show, including her disgusting, creepy crawly ass husband. I'm fucking tired of Ashley Darby. Get her the fuck off my screen. Not today, but yesterday. I don't want to see her anymore. And Ashley herself doesn't really have anything to bring to the show anymore. The only time Ashley really had anything to bring on the show is because her husband is a piece of shit, and that's all we're talking about. But outside of that, with Michael not really being on the show like that much this season, Ashley is literally Sheree. And I don't hear anybody saying that. Ashley has been the bone collector this entire fucking season. Bouncing around, lighting little fires and running the fuck away. That's what Ashley's been doing. And she's been a damn bone collector. And I'm tired of her. Take you and your breastfeeding ass and get the fuck off my shit. Get off the damn show. Because you're not needed other than to start little fires and run away. Do not give a fuck about Ashley Darby. I'm so tired of her. Now let's get to the whole Mia and Candiace situation, because I got some points I want to hit here. I want to start off by saying, Mia, if you can't at least admit that Mia started this entire cycle, I ain't talking about where we landed as far as the throwing of the food, even though she did that too. Y'all need to, if you cannot admit that Mia is not the one who started this whole situation between her and Candiace, you're being biased on purpose. You're not fucking paying attention, and you're purposefully not paying attention. And you just want a reason to not like Candiace. Candiace invited, if we go back a couple episodes, Candiace invited all of the girls, including Mia, to her video shoot. Mia felt the need to, when she got there, to not only be disrespectful and ask questions to Candiace's mother that was personal and none of her fucking business about, okay, it's one thing to say, oh, well, does Chris manage her? But you ask, does he get paid? That's none of your fucking business. You're not even friends like that with her to ask her mother that question. And then you go out of your way to call her shit low budget. Bitch, your entire face is low budget, Mia. Your face gives me very much so, I went to the DR because I didn't want to pay full fucking price. That's what your face gives me. Your face is low budget, bitch. Your face. How about that? Your face is fucking low budget. Let's stick right the fuck there. So that's that. So then when they get to the whole little shady brunch or whatever, and Candiace asks Mia about that, and she says, well, it was low budget. My whole thing is, what is Candiace's response supposed to be to somebody who I was trying to be nice to, comes to something that I invited, and is extremely shady for no reason? What was supposed to be her response? Was Mia supposed to say, oh, your shit was low budget as fuck, and Candiace was just supposed to be like, okay. Okay. Because you want to know what? Candiace tried that last season when Monique kept coming at Candiace over and over again, and Monique herself on the reunion said that she was fucking with Candiace and she was poking at her. So let me get this right. Was she supposed to take that road? Because see, she tried that road of walking away until you can only push somebody's buttons but so much before they snap the hell out. So my question to the Candiace haters and everybody who hates her is, what was she supposed to do? Was she supposed to just sit there and be like, oh, if that's the case, y'all would not watch this show? And I'm gonna get to that point in a minute too, because people are so fucking hypocritical. It absolutely blows my mind. So that's that. So she had every right to say whatever it is that she wanted to say. She said, your mama is low budget. Now, all of a sudden, everybody on Twitter is so fucking sensitive to the yo mama thing. If y'all didn't know that Mia's mama had the history that she did, y'all would not be feeling that way. I'm going to tell y'all exactly why. Let's go to Married to Medicine. Everybody loves Dr. Heavenly. Dr. Heavenly is probably one of the most liked people, and I'm specifically pointing her out because I know people in particular who are for some reason now saying that Candiace shouldn't have said that are the same people who say that Dr. Heavenly is their favorite person. That's what's not adding up to me. And if y'all watched Married to Medicine, y'all know that there was a point in time, even now, where Dr. Heavenly, when she get into it with people, she goes, your mama, your mama, your mama, your mama. And yes, on Married to Medicine, people was telling Heavenly, you gotta stop saying that, you gotta stop saying that. But I didn't see nobody on Twitter jumping down Heavenly's throat and saying, oh, well, Dr. Simone needs to smack the fuck out of Dr. Heavenly. This person needs to smack the fuck out of her. I didn't hear any of that. And when Toya and Heavenly got into that damn fight, y'all damn sure still liked Heavenly and did not like Toya. So again, I am confused. We all know that your mama is just a natural thing that a lot of people say when somebody be coming at them. Oh, you got a big ass head. Oh, your mama. There was literally an entire show on MTV back in the day with what is his name? Vilma Wilder, whatever, from that 70s show, the guy who played Fez or whatever. An entire show called Yo Mama on MTV, where all niggas did was sit around and make jokes and literally make Yo Mama jokes. So I'm confused as to how niggas forgot about when we was in high school and middle school and elementary school and all of these other times when niggas would just say your mama, because that's the first thing that comes to mind. Your mama. Yeah, your mama is. Your mama's bald head. Your mama's whole head. So I don't understand. Y'all only are acting like that because y'all know Mia's mom's history. That's it. It's a your mama joke. Shut the fuck up. Get the hell over it. That's that. Let me see. Then with this past episode, not this week because today is Sunday, it's the 7th or the 8th or whatever, but I'm talking about last week's episode. So when everybody had came over and stuff like that, and then all of the girls was upstairs talking, first of all, I felt like Candiace came correctly to Mia when they was talking about it. She said, I just don't understand. I invited you to something that was for me, and you felt the need to call it low budget. Now, all Mia had to do in that moment would say, you want to know what? I did call a low budget and that was wrong. I shouldn't have did that. You did invite me to your stuff. My bad. I shouldn't have said that. But did she say that? No. She said, well, it was low budget and that's what it is. And that's just how I felt. And I was trying to help you. Bitch, you wasn't trying to help nobody. You was trying to be shady. And you didn't think that Candiace would say something back. You were being shady. That's my thing. I don't like people. If you're going to be shady, stand in your shit. But don't try to flip it and try to make it seem like you was doing me a motherfucking favor, because you wasn't, Mia. You wasn't. And then Mia gonna have the nerve to say, well, I'm a CEO, so I always look at things like that. Bitch, let's get real. You're only a CEO because your husband found you in a strip club, pulled you out of the strip club, and put you on and give you a position. Let's not sit up here and act like you went and you busted and you grinded on your own to get to where you are. You was a stripper, which there's nothing wrong with that. Let me preface by saying there's nothing wrong with anybody who's a stripper, but you can't be in your position, Mia, and then try to come at somebody else. That's what I'm trying to say, bitch. You was in the strip club. You found the high roller. He got your ass out of the strip club and put you in position. That's what happened. Because if it wasn't for your husband pulling you out the strip club, bitch, you would be just as low budget. How about that? How about that? You be just as low budget, if not more. Don't try to sit in my face and try to tell me what I know and you know is being shady as you trying to help me. We can't go no further if you can't even at least be honest in that, okay? Then you got a phone call amongst the girls, and when they was in the hallway, you walk by and say, oh, well, I'm glad I got my real nice classy friends on the phone, not these broke bitches. But then when you was downstairs and the scholar said, why did you call us broke bitches? You lied again. You lied again and said, that's not what I said. I didn't call you guys broke bitches. Just the fuck. See, that's what I can't do, bitch, Mia. If you gonna be a bitch, be a full-fledged bitch. Stand in being a bitch. Stand in being shady. But don't be shady and a bitch and then turn around and hide your hand and act like that's not what you said or that's not what you did. That's exactly what you said. Period. We heard you. We seen it in the captions and everything. But now that's not what you said. That's exactly what the fuck you said. So I'm saying all of that to say, I don't understand how anybody has been watching this season and still got the nerve to turn around and say that Candiace is the one that's in the wrong. And we're gonna and let's get to this right now. About the whole thing about everybody talking about Candiace's mouth. Let's be real. Why do y'all watch The Real Housewives? Do y'all watch The Real Housewives to sit around and to have the girls sit around and be nice to each other and be all camaraderie and whatnot? No, y'all don't. Y'all absolutely do not. Because if y'all did, there's a couple of other shows that's on that focuses on a more positive relationship between women. Y'all don't watch that shit. The shows that get ratings are shows like The Real Housewives. And y'all want to know why? Because let me tell y'all something. When The Real Housewives don't have any conflict at all, y'all call the season boring. That's what y'all do. When there's not really nobody arguing or going back and forth, y'all call the seasons boring. That's what y'all do. So I am confused. Y'all are the same people who come and watch this show to see women argue. But then the minute a woman starts to argue using her mouth, now all of a sudden she's doing too much. She needs to watch her mouth. So why are y'all watching this show? What the fuck is the point of watching the show for if y'all are not here to see women argue back and forth and this person gets smart with this person and this person be shady with this person? What are y'all here for? So a lot of people's response is, oh, well, Candiace always has a smart ass mouth and she needs to watch it because she can't back it up, da 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 da. And then y'all okay when people like Monique puts her hands on a whore or people like Mia throws food at her. What I'm confused is, why don't y'all just go and watch Love and Hip Hop then? Why don't y'all just go and watch Zeus Network then? And I'm not gonna lie, somebody called this out. I think it was Rodney the Voice who called that out. Shout out to him. Go watch his YouTube. I follow Scotty Beam. And I love Scotty Beam down. Love her. I think she's amazing. But Rodney the Voice made a good fucking point. Scotty Beam put up a tweet that said, oh, so I just finished watching The Real Housewives of Potomac and y'all need to be giving Monique an apology. And Rodney said, I'm paraphrasing, so let me get this right. So you're the same woman who will sit up here and talking about Black women uplifting each other and not being violent towards each other and all this other stuff, but you're okay. But now all of a sudden, it's okay for Black women to fight each other physically. That's okay. You got to pick a side of the fence to fucking stand on. Y'all can't do both. Pick a side of the fence to fucking stand on. If y'all want to really see Black women physically fighting and throwing shit and throwing drinks in each other's face and fighting and all of this shit like that, y'all need to watch Love and Hip Hop. But The Real Housewives has always been, and this is part of the reason why I think last season, Karen in particular and all of the girls like that was mad at Monique, because The Real Housewives, that entire franchise is not really about that. It's not about women arguing and not, I don't want to say arguing. It's not about women physically fighting. That's what you watch the Bad Girls Club for. That's what you watch Love and Hip Hop for. The Real Housewives are really supposed to be about women who have relationships with each other and they shade the fuck out of each other. They can read the fuck out of each other. That's what the show is about, and that's why most people watch it. Most people don't watch The Real Housewives and expect people to fight. That's what you turn on another show to see. The whole point is who's wittier, who can read each other better, who can shade the fuck out of each other better. And then the minute that happens, or for some of y'all, it goes quote unquote too far, now all of a sudden somebody deserves to get their hands put on them. If you don't like that, get the fuck off the show. If y'all, it makes no sense that if you can't handle somebody shading the fuck out of you or reading you or getting smart with you without putting your hands on them, you have no business being on this show. That's a fact of the matter. You have no business being on the show if you can't handle somebody's mouth. And as a viewer, if you can't handle somebody getting smart as hell with their mouth, then this entire series isn't for you. It's not for you. Go watch Zeus Network. Go watch Bad Girls Club. Go watch Love and Hip Hop. But this is not the forum for that. But y'all bitches sit on the internet and act like y'all, this is the thing. People be acting like Candiace is doing something that nobody else on this show is doing. The difference between Candiace and everybody else is maybe the veracity in which she says it. So she might not sit up here and be like, your mama, but she'll be like, your mama, your mama, your mama, your mama. That's just the difference. It's just the veracity of what she says it. But to be quite honest, everybody is saying disrespectful ass shit. Let me get this right. So Ashley can sit in Robin's face and talk all of this shit about Juan. But does Ashley deserve to get hands put on her? Because you're talking about somebody's husband and you're talking about somebody's family, which I would guess a lot of people would say that's something you deserve to get smacked for. But did that happen? No. So I just feel like it's always really biased. Now, yes, I will agree that Candiace has a very smart ass mouth. Very, very, very much so. But I also will have to say that in this particular situation, that's her. She is responding to the shit that Mia is saying to her. And then at the very end, Mia picks up, because I forgot she said your mama again, because she said something about being low budget, and then Candiace said your mama, your mama, your mama. So then Mia picked up something and threw it at her, and now y'all all saying that that's okay. So my thing is, obviously when it comes to the Real Housewives of Potomac people who do not like Candiace, all of the rules have went out the window now. It's all very much so free game. Everybody can just jump on everybody at any point in time. That's pretty much what the rest of y'all are saying. That the minute that somebody says some shit on this show that you don't like, that you now have the right to throw shit in their face, to hop across the table. And if that is the case, then why do y'all look down on the bitches from Love and Hip Hop? I just want to know. Because y'all are the same people that will turn around and look down on people on Love and Hip Hop. Y'all look down on somebody like a Suki. Look down on somebody like a Cardi because of their attitude and how they act. Y'all the exact same then. Y'all are the same. Keep the same energy across the fucking board. Baby, I just think a lot of people is just full of shit at the end of the day. I just think that, again, if you don't like Candiace, then you just don't like her. But let's be fair here. Let's be fair. Candiace has a smart mouth. Yes, she does. But she's not the only person on this particular series, on this particular show and franchise who has gotten super smart and said out of line shit about people. She's not. She's just not. And if you was to sit up there and say that she is, you haven't watched the entire show. Because like I said, if we go back to the first 2 seasons, Ashley Darby deserved, on y'all standard, Ashley Darby deserved to get her head put through this fucking wall multiple times. If that's the precedence that we're going with. I just feel like everybody is just full of shit. I'm so very sorry, especially on Twitter. Y'all are all full of shit. That's just how I look at it. And again, there's definitely times where I feel like, I do believe in, if you're going to say some shit, be able to back it up. I do believe in all of that other shit. But at the same time, we're all grown. Like, these are grown ass women. And it's sad that y'all want to see grown ass women fight. These are all grown women with children, with the exception of like Candiace or something like that. All of these women are in their 30s, 40s, and Karen and shit like that. Y'all really want to watch on TV all of these bitches go hand to hand and fight? Turn on Bad Girls Club. Because the funny thing about it is, this is the funny thing about it. If it was anybody else but Candiace and these women were fighting, and let's just say they physically fought all the time, what would y'all say? Y'all would say, y'all are too old to be doing this. Y'all are too old to be fighting. Y'all are grown ass women. Because I've heard it 1,010 times. And again, y'all wouldn't have any reason to look down on the girls on Love and Hip Hop like a lot of y'all fucking do. Just be fair is all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Just be fair. But that's all I gotta say. Mia and her fucking pimp. You know what? Candiace ain't never fucking lied.